Dottore. Why? Yep, that's it. You know, it wasn't really a quest that left you with a sense of mystery. It was a straightforward, short but sweet quest, even if it made me lose all my homosexual feelings for Varka, who at this point I'm assuming works for the history fictionologist with the way this was trying to cock-block history. You had Nicole sitting here. Oh my god, let me tell you about the war, funerary flame, moon goddesses, Nibelung, and you had Varka going, oh, hold on, bitch, wait a second. We don't need none of that. What the fuck are you speaking for? Sure as fucking meeting. Oh, words cannot explain how pissed I was. Also, it's been a while. I haven't been dead. As a matter of fact, I've been hosting debates about whether or not Celestia's evil over on Discord. Those have been going remarkably well.
Simple, you believe she's evil based on her actions. Based on her actions to myself as the moderator here, Celestia's actions show a
You're the fucking moderator!
Not necessarily evil.
What the fuck do you mean? Based on my thoughts as the fucking moderator! You should not have any fucking thoughts! You know, speaking of pretty good, Celestia, moral upscale this patch, huh? My only real takeaway from this quest is, Rerir's buzzing, cheesing even, behind the border, seeing Columbina get tossed into the moon gate, knowing she got that good plot armor, so she's coming back from the fucking moon gate. That means he's coming back. My boy, my boy buzzing, nigga. Well, I guess we might as well. The story starts. Not here, but in Nausea Town, but my game loaded up into Nausea Town and the quest auto-started. I mean, nothing happened. It was just us talking with Paimon, conveniently wondering, I wonder what the doctor's up to, and deciding we should go speak with Columbina. So we go to see Columbina, who descends. Columbina relays to us it's about that time for her to return to the moon. Word return is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. This bitch ain't never been to the moon, so how can you return somewhere you've never been? Because the world of Tevat rejects her, should she linger any longer, she shall disintegrate. So, on the moon prayer nights, the nights when the moon is closest to Tevat, she's gonna fling her ass up there. We decide to invite her to the festival as a farewell party for her, and she accepts. As we leave, the flowers in the hovel, I guess is what we'll call this place, change to a light purple, indicating trouble. We link up with Lama and Varka, who are prepping for Moon Prayer Nights, and tell them we've invited Columbina. Lama then tells us she invited Columbina to join the Frost Moon Scions, not as their god, but as their friend. But Columbina is, dead set on heading to the moon, so she turned it down. We then head to Nausea Town with Varka and run into the boys, who've been recently coming across some weird phantoms all over Nod-krai. We decide to see what Nefer knows on the topic, and she reveals what we're seeing are akin to memories of the past. The phantom monsters are hunting the phantom humans. Listening into their conversations, the phantoms are from Hyperborea, which for those unaware is just Snezhnaya 6,000 years ago. Yehuda then pulls up and tells us she saw a phantom's flying spaceship, which piques our interest because it's our spaceship. This free intel, however, does not please Nefer. We then head with Varka to the ship, and after a brief investigation with Lama, learn not a damn thing. I mean, look, I guess we did learn the ship is, all but indestructible to the fucking mighty pickaxes of mortal men, which I guess is meant to confirm it wasn't torn apart and sold for parts, but rather someone took the whole thing, but I feel like we already knew that's what happened. Over with Durin, Albedo, and Flynn. Flynn speaks a bit about Nod-krai's history with the Abyss involving, Rotwang and then the Conran disaster, which is what we're watching right now. Flynn then reveals he's about 600 or 700 years old. We then regroup at the Curatorium, share our findings, and decide to give Columbina a goodbye gift, but don't know what she'd like, so we gotta go find her and find out, but when we head to her cave, she's gone. We try again tomorrow, and still, she's gone. It's now we notice the flowers are white, meaning Columbina's weak, so we head to Lama, but she doesn't know where she is either. So we decide to head to Nausea Town to see if anyone's seen her before running into the final boss of Nod-krai.
Alas, your free and easy adventure time is over. Now, prepare to face the final boss of Nod-krai.
Whoa! Where'd that voice come from?
Not sure, but it's definitely hostile.
No, not that way. The final boss is right here.
The sniffer mole?
That's the final boss? Surely not.
Okay, the jig is up. I'll stop teasing you. Turn around. I'm right behind you. It seems I've managed to leave quite an indelible impression, even though you've never seen my face. Oh, nothing could make a great mage more pleased with herself.
Alice, whose animation budget seems to be about triple that of everyone else in the game, reveals she's on a trip to Teyvat. Her job here is to sustain the borders. She then reveals what we've long known, which is the only thing awaiting Teyvat outside the borders is the Abyss. The phantoms all over Nod-krai is evidence that something's wrong with the border, and it's called the Tri-Lunar Syzygy. Alice then tells us before the father and mother to all the heavenly principles came to Teyvat, the moon goddesses controlled the laws of the worlds. These laws, you know, being life, death, space, reason, time. I think that's all of them. The moon goddesses agreed to split these power amongst themselves so as to not consolidate them and keep the world stable, but now with the eternal moon in us, the iridescent moon back on Teyvat with Arlecchino, and Columbina representing the frost moon, the power of the three moons are in Nod-krai. This is the first time this has happened since Nibelung returned. This is causing the border to go haywire. When we ask why Alice cares so much about the border, dumbass question by the way, she says it's to keep Klee safe, of course, but another reason is to clean up after Daughter. Alice then asks us why we're collecting moon marrows, and when we say it's to help Columbina return to the moon, Alice says, no, because Columbina has disappeared.
Are you out for a walk too? The day has come at last. Have I grown so weak that I can't even sustain my physical form? But Moon Prayer Night is nearly here. I was so close to returning home. Death is near. Is this how it ends for me? Will I return to the moon after I disappear? Or... I don't want it to end like this.
Columbina, now as a phantom unseen to all, decides to go for a walk to check the world out, you know, one last time. I mean, I don't know, she just like watches human life and learns about them. Back to us with Alice. She tells us after the War of Funerary Flame, which was when Nibelung returned, that was his war, the moon goddesses were no longer accepted by Teyvat, and thus the purpose for their existence ceased to exist. This is why Columbina's power is fading. Alice goes on to state the moon goddesses did something to offend the heavenly principles, and that's why they got the boot. Hey, it's some bullshit. hey, we gonna find out the truth later. Hey, it's a fib, folks. Don't fall for it. Speaking of fibs, Alice says the heavenly principles can't tell her what to do, and she'll say whatever she wants. Alright, tricky bitch. You know, say the same shit when they awake, and keep that same energy. You know, she's speaking like a little kid that would say this to seem cool and tough and impress their friends, but you talking wild now, bitch. Let's see how your goof ass look when that heaven sent and divine fucking nail 3,000 foot tall comes barreling down on a monster, bitch. Anyway, Alice just says, you know, you guys gotta like give Columbina a reason to live. And it's worded differently, but... So she suggests we find her true name. As for getting her ass to the moon, Alice suggests we ask Nicole. Alice then rants about all the people she has to look after and then nearly breaks Paimon for a comment.
You really are super busy.
I most certainly am. There's so many children I have to keep tabs on just in Mondstadt. Durin, Albedo, Venti, Varka.
Klee didn't make the list, huh?
Of course not. Klee is my pride and joy. I have no qualms about her, because she's the best child in the whole wide world.
Yep. Klee's a little angel.
I'm glad you agree. Well, all the best. See you when I see you.
Columbina's walk is taking her to Nasha Town, for some reason, where she runs into the Traveler, who then uses the power bullshit to, like, half sense Columbina, but not really, but kinda. Anyway, she decides to tag along with us despite, we can't see her, she can hear us when we speak out loud. You'll see why I said that latter point in a bit. We run into Nicole, who only speaks via telepathy, which means Columbina can't hear the conversation. I really wonder if Nicole does this so that the heavens don't hear. Kind of curious. Regardless, Nicole introduces herself.
Now then, allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is... No, stop! Alice! I can't believe it! I had a whole speech prepared. I'd agonized over every single word. She always picks the worst moments to ruin other people's plans. I'm so sorry about that. Alice took the liberty of devising some bespoke self-introduction magic for each member of the Hexen Circle, but I could have sworn I deleted all of the triggering conditions for it. How did it bypass everything? Oh gosh, this is so embarrassing.
Nicole confirms she's an angel with her original form and power, which is why I wonder if Nicole only communicates via telepathy to avoid the, eyes and ears of the heavens. Nicole then says, maybe she'll give us some information on the War of Funerary Flame, and then just backs down of her own volition. Regardless, she says after the war, the 3 moons fell behind the false sky. We then get a good hard look at the Hyperboreans, and I mean, bro, just look at them, man. If I was the Heavenly Principles, I'd turn my back on them too. Look at these fucking needy ass niggas, bro. They just look annoying. Nicole says, despite the fact that the angels were constantly helping them, these people never let go of their faith in the moons. They kept trying to contact them, but all the goddesses were dead at this point. Varka then, for a reason that defies logic, cuts Nicole off and asks what the fuck any of this background information has to do with anything. Nigga, again, I almost punched my fucking monitor. Nicole then clarifies the Hyperboreans learned the truth about the moon goddesses being dead, so this must mean they have a way to bypass the false sky. Nicole then learns what the word portal means. Nicole then offers to back up and give us even more knowledge. She's been waiting to get this info out for millennia. Here comes that sweet, sweet lore talk, baby!
Whoa, time out. Let's summarize what we've got first.
Nigga, will you shut the fuck up? Nicole then tells us to wait for her to do something. In the meantime, we try again to find Columbina's real name and sift through some stories about her that, just all paint her in a phenomenal light, like she helped out some little kid. We link back up with Varka and others to go meet with Arlecchino and Sandrone before the legendary Candy Corn makes his appearance. Scaramouche says he's here for the Doctor, and for the first time we get confirmation that the Doctor is Zandik. We make it just in time for Sandrone's, this is like tea time with vodka? These are no tea is kept in... Okay. And both Arlecchino and Sandrone wonder who this strange hat fella is. We ask why these two would hand over information about Dottore, and to the surprise of no one, it's because they hate his fucking guts. Not even Arlecchino herself was able to deduce what Dottore has been scheming, so she snitched to the tsarista, who had Dottore recalled back to the motherland, and he obeyed like a dog because he needs the mayor's resources and Pantalone's money. But still, no one's fooling themselves into thinking he'll give up. Sandrone then tells us a fun story about Dottore.
Exactly. This one time, he was running some high-temperature experiment and the substance exploded. But does he care? No. He orders his subordinates to open the device so he can observe the results, which causes the gas inside to leak out. That gas was poisonous. If I hadn't been there, who knows how many people might have died. And after all that, he left while I was still cleaning up after his mess. What a waste of time, he said. A waste of time? The nerve! He wasted my time!
Scar a bunch of munch then leaves after Arlecchino asks, how the fuck you know so much about the Fatsui, Lily? The Harbingers don't know Columbina's real name either, and we learn Columbina was never sent on any missions by the tsarista. The conversation ends with both Sandrone and Arlecchino stating they like the name Columbina. Nicole then sends word it's time to do something, so we follow a ceiling to her. We then swap shots to Scaramouche, Durin, and Albedo over at some Hyperborea Phantom ruins. They decide to have Durin use his abyssal power to interact with the Phantom world to try and change the fates of the Phantom humans because the Abyss has the power to rewrite reality. So he does, and it works until fate catches up. Regardless, it's then the man we've been trying to help suddenly interacts with us, and we decide to sit with him and chat before his fated death arrives once more. The man asks what happened to Hyperborea. We say it gets squashed. He asks what happened to Delphi Pytha, which oddly enough should refer to Serpent's Hearts and Onconomia. He then asks about Salvananir, which was the civilization on Dragonspine, which fell victim to a divine nail. The guy then leaves to go die, so Durin asks about Scaramouche's past, who sorta answers the question. We then fill in Alice on what's happened, and over to Nicole. She found the entrance to the Hyperborean ruins, but 3 humans have to go a fucking Kuvaki resonance process to enter the ruins, and they're the only ones who can enter the ruins. The Traveler passes the test no problem, but Varka folds like a little bitch.
Alright, I'll start where we left off. 5 times the required Kuvaki dose.
Whoa, 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 hey, wait a minute.
How's it going?
Lauma passes the test, but as for the third person, I mean, half of fucking Tevat is summoned.
Huh? Well, are you gonna start or what?
The Hexen Circle is an organization that cares for and protects children. We will not have them do dangerous things. Not even tests.
Yeah, alright, bitch, let's is the Hexen Circle aware of this? I'm right. Oh, goodness gracious, coronavirus might be back, I don't know. Everyone fails, so Arlecchino pulls up and passes with flying colors. We then head into the ruins and ask some Hyperboreans what the moon goddess's name is, but they just say all the goddesses are dead. Deeper into the ruins, we come across some murals, and Nicole tells us the moon goddesses were made by Nibelung when he ruled Tevat. Then the heavenly principles arrived, and while the moon goddesses did not stand a chance in hell against the heavenly principles didn't think the moon sisters had to be removed, so they let the goddesses stay. When Nibelung returned, however, the war of funerary flame kicked off, and the moon sisters were divided on what they should do. One argued to side with Nibelung, another didn't. Problem is, Nibelung came back with crack, the Abyss. Nibelung, upon finding out the Moon Sisters worked under the Heavenly Principles, imprisoned them and turned the moons into weapons to fight the Heavenly Principles. But folks, it wasn't the mother and father to all that paid the price. It was the people of Tevat. Death and destruction wriggled its way into the hearts of every living being, and so, because the moons threatened Tevat, and the Heavenly Principles loved Tevat, the Heavenly Principles were forced to break 2 of the moons and chuck the last one into deep space. This is how they became rejected by the world of Tevat. It wasn't because they offended the Heavenly Principles. It wasn't because they blasphemed the Heavenly Principles. It's because Nibelung, using the Abyss, warped the moons, turned them into weapons, and brought great harm to Tevat. So the Heavenly Principles, needing to save the world, rejected these moons of death and destruction. I told you what Alice said was propaganda. I sense that propaganda from a mile away. And again, I'm not even a simp for having the principles. It's propaganda. It's nuts, bro. Upon listening into the conversations of some other Hyperborean NPCs, they speak of a man who seemingly made grand promises to the people of Hyperborea, but not even Nicole knows who these people are referring to. Who is he? We reach the end of the ruins and fail to find Columbina's true name, so Nicole surmises she doesn't have a real name, so we just gotta, make one, give it to her to anchor Columbina to Tevat, and the name we decide to use to anchor Columbina to the world is Columbina.
They didn't make it.
Could you tell me your name?
My name is...
Columbina! Columbina! Are you here? Columbina! That's the name you gave when we first met. And it's what I've called you ever since.
Columbina.
It's a fine name. I have many fond memories of Columbina, and so do all of your friends. If you like this name...
Looking for me? I like it. You can carry on using it. My name is Columbina Hyposelenia.
Columbina thanks everyone for their help, and hyposelenia is just something she tacked on, meaning born beneath the moon. Although it's worth pointing out, didn't when we got the iridescent moon marrow, didn't the moon goddess say hypo? Interesting. Nicole then tells us to enjoy the festival.
Hey, young lady. Would you like some Moon Prayer Night candy? Happy Moon Prayer Night. Oh, yeah. I almost forgot to say. Welcome home, Moon Goddess.
Welcome home, Moon Goddess. Welcome home, Moon Goddess.
Welcome home, Moon Goddess.
Turning Nashitown into her home is a festive gift. A rather brilliant idea.
Perhaps this is what Nod-krai, Columbina's home, should have been like all along.
Thank you for the gift. I like it a lot.
You then visit every stall as Columbina, enjoying the festivals. You know, none of it was incredibly lore relevant, but it all was really good fun, so, you know, you should go play it. The Hexen Circle stall was the most interesting, because Barbaloth just, like, divined Columbina's fate, and two of the cards are interesting. One is called Destiny, and it showcases Celestia in front of the moon with the same celestial pillar we see at the start of the game. The final card for Columbina, however, was Death. After visiting all the stalls, the traveler gives Columbina a gift from all. Everyone says goodbye to Columbina, and Columbina finally returns to the moon.
Thank you. This was my happiest night in Tevat.
Farewell, Columbina.
The moon really is closer than ever tonight.
Columbina.
All three moons in one place. Time for one final experiment. Reason, life, death, time, and space. They all believed I would fail. But Tevat's primordial power never did belong to the throne of heaven. And now, they are mine.
Is free to wield the Three Moons' power. It's the only way. I guess I won't be going home today.
Columbina! No!
World, do not try to control me!
Columbina.
Back at the Curatorium, the vibes are about the same. Any of y'all play sports growing up? This was deadass the locker room after y'all motherfuckers got blown out. I'm talking like 7-42. Everyone's sad and shit. Like they got draft letters or something. To the war, not to college. Dottore apparently just like fucking masterminded everyone, created a distraction at the border to lure away the Hexen Circle, then did a bunch of other bullshit we don't really know. In order to avoid Dottore having the power of the Three Moons, Columbina leapt into a moon gate. Dottore was able to freeze time when he snapped his fingers, stopping everyone except for us and Columbina, I'm assuming, because she was a god. We were a descender, but that was an odd one. We realized Rerir's rise, the trilunar syzygy, these were all Dottore's doings, who's trying to transcend his destiny and finish an experiment only a god can complete. Scaramouche then appears and reveals that he the Phantom spoke of earlier was Dottore, who deceived them into thinking he'd make a new moon and bring back the moon goddesses in exchange for all their information about the moons. On Moon Prayer Night, he manipulated the spell to send Columbina back to the moon to have her sent to the false moon, where he'd be waiting. Arlecchino decides she's gonna snitch once more to the tsarista, but firmly makes a declaration.
It is not the Fatui Harbinger Damselette who sees us as her friends, but rather Columbina Hyposelenia. If, even in such extreme circumstances, Her Majesty will not lift the prohibition on Harbingers drawing steel against one another, then I will do as my heart demands. I will fight as Peruware instead.
Parker then tries his best to raise morale, and that's the end. Goodbye.